Pakistan today stands at the edge of a nightmare. The skies have poured their fury, and now the land struggles to breathe. Floodwaters sweep through entire villages, drowning livestock, toppling homes, and carrying away cars as if they were nothing more than fragile paper boats. In every direction you see heartbreak. Families stranded on rooftops, clutching their children with trembling hands, praying that help will come. Entire crops that once promised bread for millions now rot underwater. The air is heavy, not just with moisture, but with despair. And yet, in the midst of this darkness, a voice of hope rises, not from within Pakistan's borders, but from far across the sea, from the African nation of Burkina Faso. It is the voice of Ibrahim Traoré, a bold leader whose courage and vision once saved his own people from a similar disaster. Today, his message is clear. Pakistan can rise, Pakistan can endure, and Pakistan can be saved, if it dares to try something new. Before we uncover this incredible plan, let me remind you, welcome to Story Lovers from where you watching. If you care about stories that inspire hope, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and share it with friends. Now let's dive back in. A few years ago, Burkina Faso was battered by a disaster that seemed endless. The rains refused to stop. Little rivers became raging seas, destroying bridges, washing away entire fields, and pushing families into despair. Entire towns were erased from maps. Thousands lost their homes, and the economy nearly collapsed. People whispered, "This is the end. We cannot survive this." But in the middle of that chaos, Ibrahim Traoré refused to bow down. He looked at the raging waters, and instead of giving in to hopelessness, he searched for a way forward. He gathered engineers, scientists, and workers, and asked them a question. What if we stop thinking like everyone else? What if the solution is already lying at our feet, ignored and wasted? The answer, he discovered, was as strange as it was brilliant. Traditionally, nations fight floods with concrete dams and barriers. But here's the problem. When floodwaters come crashing in with full force, a plain concrete wall takes the blow directly. It holds for a while, but slowly cracks form. The pressure builds, and eventually the wall collapses. Traoré suggested something nobody expected. Mix old rubber tires with concrete walls. At first, people laughed. Tires? The same tires that sit in junkyards, useless and rotting? The same ones burned on roadsides, releasing black smoke into the air. How could something considered waste possibly save an entire country from nature's fury? But when the work began, the results silenced the critics. Embedded within concrete, tires acted like cushions. When raging waters slammed into the wall, the tires absorbed and spread out the impact. Instead of cracking under pressure, the walls remained firm. Year after year, the rains returned, but the barriers did not break. Villages stayed safe. Fields survived. Hope returned. Burkina Faso had discovered a miracle in its garbage. What was once seen as useless trash became the strongest defense against disaster. Fast forward to today, and Pakistan is living the nightmare Burkina Faso once faced. Each monsoon season, floods from the Indus, Chenab, and Ravi rivers sweep across the land. They drown homes, displace millions, and destroy billions worth of property. The tragedy repeats year after year, leaving people to wonder if safety is even possible. But Ibrahim Traoré has spoken again, this time to Pakistan. His advice is clear. Stop relying only on concrete. Use your waste. Use your tires. Build hybrid barriers that last. Think about it for a moment. Pakistan's cities are overflowing with discarded tires. Junkyards are filled with them. Roadsides are littered with them. Many are burned, releasing dangerous fumes that choke the air. But what if, instead of polluting the environment, those very tires became guardians of the land? Here's how Traoré's vision could be applied in Pakistan. Launch a campaign to gather old tires from cities and towns. Mix these tires with concrete to build stronger flood walls along riverbanks. Let the tires act as shock absorbers, spreading the impact of floodwaters. Save billions by using recycled material, instead of importing steel or rebuilding walls every year. Reduce pollution by reusing waste in a life-saving way. The genius lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require futuristic technology. It doesn't demand billions in foreign loans. All it needs is determination and a willingness to think differently. If Pakistan embraces this idea, the rewards would be life-changing. Imagine the farmlands of Sindh and South Punjab, safe from floods, yielding rich harvests year after year. Farmers would no longer watch helplessly as their hard work washed away overnight. Families could remain in their homes. Instead of running for shelter every rainy season, the economy would no longer bleed billions each year. Children could grow up without fear of losing everything to the river's rage. And beyond survival, there's pride. Pakistan could stand before the world and say, "We turned waste into strength. We turned despair into hope, and we won." But this plan is not just about one country. Around the world, floods are becoming more violent. Climate change is fueling storms in America, Europe, Asia, and Africa alike. No nation is safe. And yet, what Ibrahim Traoré proposed shows us a universal truth. Sometimes the greatest solutions are hidden in the simplest ideas. If old tires, symbols of waste, can protect nations, then perhaps the world has more answers waiting to be discovered. Answers not in billion-dollar machines, but in everyday objects waiting to be used in new ways. So here we are. Pakistan stands at a crossroads. On one side lies the same old path, fragile walls, repeated disasters, and endless suffering. On the other lies a bold new road, hybrid barriers made from concrete and tires, shields that can protect generations. The question is simple. Will Pakistan take this chance? Will it turn its waste into weapons of survival? Will it follow in the footsteps of Burkina Faso and write its own story of triumph? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The future does not belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who act. And if Ibrahim Traoré's vision is embraced, then perhaps Pakistan's nightmare can finally end, replaced by a dawn of safety, prosperity, and hope. So, dear viewers, what do you think? Could this plan save Pakistan? Could it be the miracle the country has been waiting for? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.